find a normal location. And Kim, that's very exciting for all of us to have you here.
Well,
and
thanks.
Have you been writing some songs?
Yes. During the pandemic itself, not so much. I wrote down a lot of snippets because, busy raising a kid in a pandemic and teaching hundreds of other kids. But yes, in the past year, I have written a good bit of stuff.
Good. So these snippets now are like a patchwork quilt where each line will be from a different song.
Yes, that's it.
Well, Kim, you know the routine, and Bob, is our stream up and running?
Yes, little pit crew action. We fixed the live stream.
Okay.
Everything is working beautifully. So, Kim Lane, you know the rules. You have to jump right into a song.
I do know the rules. I was okay if the live stream didn't work.
You're not ready for your close-up? Because it's close-up time.
Oh, okay, thanks. All right. Fruit should be pulled from the vine. Don't look at me that way, this pomegranate's mine. I have a lot of questions for those voices in the sky. I'm busting out of paradise to feed my appetite. Follow me from the Garden of Eden. Swim with me through 40 days of rain. Let's raise Cain and let's be able to find our sacred in all of this profane. We tell our daughters, don't talk to strangers, but by all means, heed that serpent in the tree. That's when I reach for all the fruit that I can hold. Never stand on your knees, I'll never stand on my knees. Follow me from the Garden of Eden. Swim with me through 40 days of rain. Let's raise Cain and let's be able to find our sacred in all of this profane. I am the wrong kind of woman. This I know, the Bible tells me so. It's missing several chapters by Mary Magdalene. So it seems the jury's out on what I really know. Follow me from the Garden of Eden. Swim with me through 40 days of rain. Let's raise Cain and let's be able to find our sacred in all of this profane.
Kim Lane getting biblical on us. First song of the night.
We haven't had any good Genesis references in probably a year.
It's been a while.
Yeah, we needed that.
Okay.
Glenn Jones, by the way, says he's known you for several years now, and your voice has never sounded better.
Oh, thanks, Glenn. That means a lot coming from Glenn, whose voice is always on point.
Totally.
He's always fun to listen to.
So, Kim, you've brought a beautiful old Gibson guitar. Tell us about that.
Thanks. This guitar is David Childers' fault. He's not the one who purchased it, but do you remember when he guested here?
Yes.
I don't know, it was 3 or 4 years ago. And I fell in love not only with him and his music, but with his guitar. He plays a 1959 Gibson, much like this.
Mm-hmm.
And it was in the back of my mind, boy, that's what I want, a guitar that sounds like that. And I think it was 2 or 3 birthdays ago, I was at Low Vintage, not a sponsor of the show, but we're happy to call them out.
And always a dangerous place to go.
Very dangerous. And I had my credit card with me. So,
Oops.
yeah. And I bought this for my birthday. And what was really nice about it was the guys were great. They said, it is very affordable, and it was for what they have in there. And I started playing, and it was just perfect. And you know what I do with this? It's very warm because it's mahogany and all that. I put Martin retro strings on this to brighten it up a little bit because it was made kind of in the Robert Johnson vein of blues guitars. And so that's why, but I love it. I think it's my favorite guitar.
You are not the only pass the hat guest to swear by those Martin strings.
The Martin retro strings.
Yes.
Because what they do, they take a warm guitar and they brighten it so it doesn't sound muddy. Because on guitars like this, if I use the wrong strings or if I keep them on too long, it gets real muddy real quick.
Yep, get muddy, drony.
Yeah, and if your voice is low, that just doesn't sound very good to me, and that's not what I want to sound like. So.
The retros, they use a composition that they don't use in strings now, but they used them back, I think, maybe in the 50s.
Ah, so that's really what retro is actually. They're going back and using the old construction.
Because a lot of the traditional players love that, they don't like change.
Right.
They love that sound, so very nice.
They're nickel strings, so they do sound different. I like them.
Yeah.
Yay. Well, you should play those strings some more.
You think so?
Yeah. Could we hear some more of your fine music?
Yes. All right. We've had just a ton of guests in here, and it's been a real mixed bag as to, are they writing? What are they writing? What have they been up to past 2.5 years?
Oh, hey, look, we asked the questions, okay?
Well, I'm just saying that.
That was rhetorical.
Yeah. So it occurred to me, I heard people talk about their COVID song. This is my COVID song. This is my pandemic song. And I didn't realize that this was my pandemic song. And it arose from several occurrences, and I'll tell you about them when the song is over. But I do want to explain to any of our international listeners, there's a saying here in the States, and I don't know if you say it in England or in other countries, a boiling frog doesn't feel itself dying. Have you know this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
That's
what that
the
means...
saddest thing I've
Kids
heard.
out there, don't try to boil frogs.
Don't boil frogs. It's not nice. And what that means, if you're listening from overseas, is that a frog, a lobster, anything that you boil in hot water, it doesn't feel itself dying because I guess it just becomes so comfortable and again it goes unconscious. I don't really know what the science is, but you don't know you're dying when you're in the boiling water. And so that's where some of these lines come from, if you don't know. Okay? Hope is a hell of a drug. It's hard to feel the dying when it happens so slow. Hey frog, ride this wave. The ocean is boiling. Hey frog, ride this wave. The ocean is boiling. Mothers know this road. Our daughters hold the maps now. We're unbroken by the law. Grab a frog and jump, girls. We'll make it out of here somehow. Grab a frog and jump out. We'll make it out of here. Hope is a hell of a drug. Bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee and it really is dry. Them good old boys are not how I'll die. No, 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 no. Them good old boys are not how I'll die. When I am winter, I carry hope like spring. Watch Mama Bluebird lay 5 eggs. Fight hawks till her babies fly. Build that wall and watch our babies grow wings. Oh, watch us fly. Build that wall and teach our babies to fly. Hope is a hell of a drug. It's hard to feel the dying when it happens so slow. Hey frog, jump in my hand. The ocean is boiling. Hey frog, jump in my hand. The ocean is boiling. Hey frog, jump in my hand. There's still time.
Nice. And by the way, Gabby chimes in that she's shocked that she's now Googling boiling frogs.
Oh, you know, I have a friend who is alarmed at my search history. He's like, has the FBI found you?
Kim, that was such an interesting song. Really liked that one.
Thanks.
Interesting in a couple different ways. So let me ask you about that. One is a lot of songs. You have your chord structure, and then the melody is a close parallel to that chord structure, pretty much wedded to it. That strong song, however, your melody kind of took on a life of its own up here. And so is that, how does this happen for you? I mean, did you hear that melody first, or because do you know what I mean? The melody was very independent of the chord structure, consistent but independent. So tell us about that.
I don't know that I've thought about that. Well, I think what it is that I know that my voice and my writing are what carry songs for me. And I do work on the guitar so that it goes with my voice, if that makes any sense. And so I've studied music theory and all the things, but I really kind of want to forget some of that and unlearn it so that I can just make the guitar meld with my voice so you can't tell either one, if that makes any sense. And it's a little step for it to sit on, I suppose.
Almost sounded like the melody was there first, and then you figured out what to do on the guitar to complement that, maybe?
Well, not really. It's
Really?
funny. The words always come first for
Okay.
me. Always, always, always. And then...
I'm going to knock that one off the list of questions to ask.
Well, but then when I'm noodling around on the guitar, I make up chords. I take chords and I'll pull something away and I'll have to look it up like, is that an actual chord? And honestly, that's how the music happens. It's really me walking through the forest, having this general idea of where to go, and then to some degree, probably a real musician would be like, I don't know about that. But I don't know, I guess it works for me.
Well, then they're being too conscious for a process that should be not that conscious.
Absolutely. And Kim Lane, you are a poet both in your soul and professionally to a certain degree.
Yep, professionally to a big degree for a long time.
Right.
And then I went straight.
So now you're writing songs. Is it a different process? Because you did say you start with words, and so you have a story that you want to tell, but is there something different about writing songs than poetry?
Only that I have to make the instrument sound, hopefully, as good as what's tumbling out of my mouth. But it's not so much different because I do performance poetry. And when I write, I've been performing for so long that I know people are not just going to read it. And so when I write poetry, I'm always speaking it. So every single thing that I write, even novels, like I'm working on a couple of books right now, I read them out loud because the way that things hit the ear give you so many answers as to whether
absolutely.
it's good or not.
And just the cadence of your reading. And most spoken poetry is, the words they're conveying are powerful things, but how they're conveyed, the emotion that's behind, and the cadence that they're putting behind the words is super important,
Right.
which is very similar to songs.
It is, yeah. And it's interesting. I'm starting to get invited to poetry events again.
Yay.
And well, yeah, I've had a little bit of one reason I've not been performing is the pandemic left a little bit of a mark on me in that I was fine with the pandemic. I was fine. Like people tell me to stay home. I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. And it's the coming out that's been hard. And just being in front of people and being around people. And it's not because I'm afraid I'm going to get sick.
Welcome
it's
back.
just, well, thanks. But it's just being around people again. It's been real weird.
Yeah, I've seen people.
Yeah. Well, and being around, you keep in mind, I'm around like 800 to 900 middle school kids a day.
In about, what,
Yeah.
three more weeks?
Yeah, don't remind me. So that, it fills you with a different kind of anxiety. And so, but I've been working on it. I'm getting back out there.
Well, really enjoying these songs that you're sharing with
Thanks.
us. And what do you have for us next?
Well, let's see what I have next. If you know me at all, if you're listening, you know that I am kind of hyper organized. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, I think I'll do this one. I haven't done this one for a while. Kirk, I think that you had fun with this one when I played it. I know that when people listen, they like hearing familiar things too. And maybe this isn't familiar to people, but if you're familiar with Alfred Hitchcock and said movies.
Heard of him.
Yeah, I am a Hitchcock. So during the past year or so, I've been binging Alfred Hitchcock Presents on the Roku channel. Yeah, that's what I do for fun. And I love his stuff. I love his movies. And so, yeah, here you go. Could have been a Hitchcock blonde, stilettos in the sand, plenty of cash on hand. Follow me to the motherland. A roll too many played and no one owned. Hold your tears, scream on demand. Hold the curtain and watch the blood flow. Hold the curtain and watch the blood flow. Could have been a Hitchcock blonde, approved by mothers and their sons. Overdressed vagabond on the run. Mother, what have you done? Oh, mother, what have you done? A roll too many played and no one owned. Straight skirt, crooked story. Open your eyes, here come the crows. Could have been a Hitchcock blonde, que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future was never mine to see. The future was never mine to see.
Yay. Big Hitchcock fan here, too. I learned just, several months ago that he started making movies in the silent era, and I saw a silent,
Yeah.
Really?
a silent Hitchcock movie. I think it was 29 or 30, and it was good a few years ago. So he was making movies for 5, 6 decades.
Well, one of my favorite films of his is, it's an early talkie, and that was the 39 Steps. Mm-hmm. Have you seen that one?
Fantastic movie.
That's a really good one. And there was another older one. I can't remember the name of it, but I was surprised it was a Hitchcock film. And I also know, probably everyone can stop typing. I know that he was bad. He was bad to his women. And he had this fixation with this peroxide.
A type.
Yeah, blonde, and how she dressed and how she did her makeup, and
there's hyper controlling.
Yes, he was hashtag Me Too, long before that time. And so I have made the decision to appreciate the art that was left behind. And it's really, watching the Alfred Hitchcock Presents has been very interesting in seeing him as really just an awkward man. He was really just an awkward, brilliant man, because his introductions are kind of goofy and he doesn't look like he's real on top of it. But the stories, so here's what I'm learning too, and maybe this is one reason I've developed a little bit of social anxiety, is because I am learning that there are a lot of really untraceable ways to kill people.
It's good stuff to learn.
But this was in the 50s. And so there's this weird dichotomy of death by someone else's hand is taken very cavalierly in this show, and yet the women are still in their place. It's the
50s.
Yeah, they're like super progressive about, we're going to show all this stuff, but then at the same time, but ladies, be a good wife.
Get me a sandwich.
So yeah, I have thoughts about that.
I'm going to step out for a minute and go back and lock the back door.
Hey, thank you. I was getting a little worried myself.
Because no telling what might be.
And also given that, we've had bats. There have been bats in here. So I'm just saying.
One friendly
Twice.
Bat.
There were twice.
It's a friendly,
scary.
cuddly, little soft, fuzzy bat.
Yeah, it was terrifying.
So, Kim, do you have any murder songs?
Yeah, I don't have a murder ballad.
Yet.
I think that's one of the rules. Like, I'm not allowed to guest again unless I have a murder ballad, right?
Something about murder and something about trains. I think they're mandatory.
Okay.
I don't know. Hitchcock gets you pretty close. So you're probably grandfathered in for that.
Yeah. I don't have a murder song, but...
Yeah, I was trying to give you a segue point.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm waiting.
Yeah, you might want to murder me after this one, but...
Uh-oh.
See.
Here comes Kim Lane's rendition of Wagon Wheel.
Stop it. We're no strangers to love. You know the rules, and so do I. A full commitment's what I'm thinking of. You wouldn't get this from any other gal. I just want to tell you how I'm feeling. Gotta make you understand. I'm never gonna give you up, let you down, run around or desert you. Never gonna make you cry, say goodbye, tell a lie and hurt you. Give you up. I'm never gonna give you up. We've known each other for so long. Your heart's been aching, but you're too shy to say it. Inside we both know what's been going on. We know the game and we're gonna play it. I'm never gonna give you up, let you down, run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry, say goodbye, tell a lie and hurt you. I'm never gonna
give you up. Mm-hmm. Never gonna give you up.
Y'all have just been deliciously rickrolled by Kim Lane.
If I were producing that song, I'd put it with the bossa nova thing.
There you go.
I could almost feel that sliding into that. Yeah,
That was
that was real nice.
Oh, thank you. Well, I was talking to you a while back, and I was like, wouldn't it be funny to rickroll the show? And I think you thought, well, she'll probably put it on our playlist or something. But I saw the chords for it, and I was like, what if you slow down every song from the 80s and make it acoustic, it becomes the saddest song ever.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thank you. No,
Now you're banned from the studio.
Oh, okay. So sorry. So can I ask about what's sitting next to me?
If you want to.
Okay. What have you done here, Bob?
We have, well, for those of you who don't know, it's Kim Lane's birthday, and Kim Lane has a birthday cake just over her right shoulder.
That who made?
I did.
That was very sweet, Bob. Thank you.
I'm a
Bob,
very sweet person.
You have
It's a very sweet cake.
a lot of talents.
Are you hungry? Do you want a bite of cake?
Well, I'm not going to eat on camera because nobody wants to see that. But everyone likes fire. And look,
and you have fire-making devices.
Look, this says, here's what I love about this. Look at this. And that looks like a toy, doesn't it? But there's a sticker on here, and it says,
Danger.
This is not a toy.
That's how you know it's a toy.
Because it's not a toy. Can we light this? And
Yes.
okay.
Let's all watch Kim Lane light her birthday candles
Yes.
and then blow them out.
Okay, and why are there 6? People are going to think I'm 60. I'm not 60. I'm not
It's
close.
6 times.
You're not 60? Oh, wait. How old are you?
Not 60. And by the way,
Are
did you know
5 plus 1?
Oh,
Oh, I thought there were factors of 8.
okay, this
6. So they're factors of 8, so that'd be like 48. Or
This
factors
is-
of 7 would be
So you're getting in the ballpark.
42.
Thank you for not putting all the candles on like I did yours.
Well, we do have a fire suppressant system here in the studio, and we were worried.
You think Burpin would get upset?
Oh, every day is somebody's birthday. Birthday! Being
Is that-
born is how we all arrive.
Okay, I have to make a wish.
Oh, every day is somebody's birthday. Happy birthday means we're glad you are alive.
Yay.
Happy birthday, Kim Lane.
Should I also spoke? Is it time for me to spokesmodel?
We are just about at the top of the hour where we remind you that you are listening to WHUP LP Hillsborough.
Hillsborough.
The show is Pass the Hat, and Pass the Hat is, this second hour of Pass the Hat is sweetly provided by Matthew's Chocolates, 104 North Churton Street, Hillsborough, North Carolina, the finest in chocolate and chocolate accessories for all of your chocolate needs. And I'm going to tell you, you have chocolate needs. Everything is exquisitely handcrafted and artistically created. Kimmy is being the spokesmodel here tonight. That is Kim Lane colors. I see some greens in there.
It is green and gold, and there are stars. There are stars on the back.
Because, of course.
A star.
Thank you. Matthew makes one of these bars every Friday, fresh every Friday, so fresh that he delivers it often while the show is going on because he likes the chocolate to be super fresh. In fact, Matthew just brought this by just before the show started. Every guest, if you want one of these bars, the only way to get it is to be a guest on Pass the Hat. So send us email at whuppassthehat@gmail.com, and we'll talk about getting you on the show. Does this one have a particular Kim Lane-centric ingredients?
Let me tell you what it doesn't have. Here's what he wrote at first. White chocolate, lemon lime with orange blossom pollen. White chocolate, I just don't like it. But lemon lime, orange, like pollen, orange, death bar. right
Everything
there.
you're allergic to.
Right. Like, I carry an EpiPen in my bag for those things. It says JK, just kidding. Dark bourbon, dark chocolate, bourbon. You can have some, Bob. Fig and raisin. So we had all the squishy. I love the squishy fruits.
Reach your finger over and grab a little fingerful of that whipped cream on the cake and taste it.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
It's just a little bit of dairy.
Does it have bourbon in it? There's bourbon in it.
There's bourbon in it.
That is a beautiful cake, Bob.
It is.
The inside would be walnut from a tree that Bob
Exactly.
cut himself.
Probably
it's just
so.
covered with beautiful icing, bourbon icing.
No, thank you all so much.
Happy birthday, Kim Lane.
Thank you.
We are glad you are a member of the Pass the Hat crew.
Absolutely.
You make the show so much better
Thank you.
when you're on that side of the camera and on this side.
Well, I have to say that in the past, it's been like 3 years now, right?
Yeah, since
Yeah.
starting in pandemic, yeah.
This has been one of the most delightful things to happen to me, is hosting with you guys.
That was exactly my experience when we started doing this.
Yep.
Thank you, Kirk Ridge, for making this happen.
Well, you guys kept the show going through my many adventures over the last couple of years, and so kudos to you two.
Yeah, it's barely been a bright spot in my life. So thank you, and it's been such a joy to meet all of the other artists too.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what's funny is it does make me less self-conscious. I'm still super self-conscious about being here and the camera's on, but not so much, because I realize that we all belong here. Like,
Yes.
everyone who comes to this studio is, first of all, brave, really brave to sit in front of us and play, and has something to say, and more importantly, has something that is worth saying. And so that's why I come back every week. Speaking of stuff to say,
Well, hang on. There's other things
Yes.
they have to say. Most importantly, I just got a text message that says the doc says the surgery went very well. So
Yay.
good news about that.
Yay.
But wait. I'm hearing something.
what?
Something's coming in. Let's see if I can hold on. Are you there?
What happened?
Row by row, gonna make this garden grow. Oh, I think my onions are ready. I'll have that for my salad tonight. Oh, hello there. I'm
Hi.
just digging in the garden. Look, I'll put down the spade. I've just dug up a ukulele. Well, there's the thing. Well, I heard through the grapevine that it's somebody very special's birthday today. So, Kim, many happy returns to you. And here's a little greeting all the way from England.
What?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kim. Happy birthday to you. Keep writing the poetry, keep being brilliant, and I hope to see you soon. Take care for now. Bye.
We're back.
Love you, Gabby. That is fabulous. And we miss her. When are we getting her back?
I hope it's sometime very soon.
Get her a Visa stat.
Oh, we print those in the back. We'll take care of that right now.
We got a person for that in the
Okay.
back. And by the way, Gabby sent a fantastic video of her working in the garden, but we couldn't figure out how to make the show the video and the live stream at the same time because we're Luddites here at the studio when it's just Kirk and I doing our thing. But we will post that video on the Pass the Hat page at We'll Pass the Hat on Facebook, and you can see Gabby in all her glory digging up onions in her garden and playing a ukulele for Kim Lane.
Okay, well, thank you. That means a lot. It means a lot to everyone who stopped by my Facebook page and texted me today and all the things, so thank you. Make me happy to get up every morning. All right, this is a new one, and this is the song that I wrote for my birthday. You know, I write something every year for my birthday just to celebrate being alive.
That's a
And-
lot of well, I was going to say that's a lot of songs, but that would be pejorative.
That
Bob, I just dug the hole. Pull me out.
That's okay. Kirk has a beer and he should drink it now.
Play us some more of that fine music, Kim Lane.
Good segue. Well, no, he's right, though. And the title of this one, appropriately enough, is Life is Longer Than You Think.
Hope so.
Yeah. Don't believe the people when they say life is short. It can be long if you're lucky.
If you stretch out every moment, if you hold on to the air, dig your toes into the stars, that's how we become forever. All the world's a stage. We live many stages. Baby, take a bow. Draw the curtain. You're new again when it raises. Don't believe the people when they say life is short. It can be long if you're lucky. If you stretch out every moment, if you hold on to the air, dig your toes into the stars, that's how we become forever. Your best prayer. All the world's a stage, and we all know our place. Along the way we learn how to disappear with grace. All the world's a stage. We play so many parts. We disappear before our own eyes. It takes a beating. This heart disappear into the moments, become one with the air. We are the stuff of stars. That's how you become forever. Your own prayer. Life is long if you are lucky. When the curtain falls, your strange eventful history into forever, into forever, into forever.
Kim Lane live on Pass the Hat, telling us we're all star stuff.
Well,
And we are.
Kim, this process, and you've given us some insight into your songwriting process, and it is somewhat subconscious, which to me is a good thing. And in that context, do you revise much? Do you think about revision? And so you're saying yes. And so, what happens during revision?
Some of these I've had for, like the first song I sang, Follow Me, I've had for 4 years. I've never played that song. I played it out once. It was at a songwriter circle, and it wasn't what it needed to be. The chords were wrong. The guitar work was all wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So it just, so you listen to yourself and just,
Well, I listen to what other people had to say, too.
oh, I don't, never
Yeah.
listen to that.
No, I do. Look, I listen to people
Well, it
when they
depends on
talk
who they
about
are, I guess, yeah.
the music, because I know that I really listen for feedback on playing the music, because that's where I need to grow the most. And so I really listened to that, and I didn't have any solutions right away, and they didn't either. And so I put it away for a while. And then I was listening to Johnny Cash one day, recently, and I was like, oh, I can do that. And so I gave it something of a sort of a chug. And I thought it worked way better than what I had before. Before what I had was terrible. And I love the lyrics. I love the lyrics of that song so much. And I wanted to sing it, but I also didn't want to sing something that just wasn't ready for prime time.
It's nice that you have the patience to wait, and and you have you're prolific, so you can keep multiple musical projects going simultaneously. We hear a good many people coming in, and they seem to be in a rush to finish. I've got to write this in the next half an hour. Well, do you really? Or and some of that is. And that's a different sort of thing. But these people go to these camps and things, and they're prompt driven, and you don't have the time. You don't have weeks or months,
Right?
Because you're supposed to pound that out. Write your song to this prompt and come back in a half an hour and share it with us. And so that's something different. But I think your confidence in yourself and the process, that's really nice.
But we learned
Thanks.
two important things
What?
from that, and one is listen to Johnny Cash, y'all, and two is go out to places, play for people where you can get real, honest, constructive feedback.
And check your ego at the door
Fair.
when you do that. Because one thing that I don't think anyone appreciates at any kind of feedback circle is someone who has come to perform and not learn. If you're going to
Right.
a songwriter circle and
You're not auditioning.
Yeah, if it's about feedback and that is a safe place to get and give feedback, you have to check your ego at the door and you have to take the feedback. And you don't have to take it all. Everyone's not always right.
Yeah, feedback can be wrong.
Yeah. But at the same time, if a few people in the room give you that feedback, they're probably right. And also you can see, like I read people's body language and I can see when I hit a note wrong. You can see that stuff. And so I try to be perceptive to that as well. It's funny, the prompt-driven stuff, the song I wrote, the Hope is a Hell of a Drug. So that was supposed to be another song. I wanted so much, at the beginning of the pandemic, I watched a family of bluebirds raise 5 eggs, and they safely flew out, which I don't always get. And I had this line in my head for 2 years. I saw the birds fly home to me, and I saw the birds bring those babies home. And I tried to write that song for 2 years. And instead, it just wasn't happening. It may happen someday, it may not happen. But that belonged in Hope is a Hell of a Drug, because this year I lost bluebirds. I lost, I think, 8 bluebirds. And so it occurred to me that they're in the boiling ocean too. And so I can watch that loss in that song. So yeah, it all goes somewhere.
Good call.
Thanks. Okay.
We need some more of your fine music, Kimley.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
I'm
the
trying
circle in the air means
that's
music.
that means throw the volleyball. I don't know what that means. All right, let's see. It's funny. I have songs to choose from now, which is weird. That I like singing.
That's got to be a good feeling.
I
Or
don't
maybe
think
not.
about it that
I don't know.
much, but I have a ton of poems. I always have lots of poems.
You could do some poetry if you wanted to.
Yeah, I think we're good.
All right.
But thanks. All right, let's see. Let's celebrate last year's birthday too. I'll take 50 more of these years, 50 more mountains to move, 50 more, I'm just getting started, 50 fewer things to prove, 50 fewer things to lose. I'll take 50 more. I'll take 50 more. May I never say back in my day. I belong inside right now just like yesterday. And kids,
These days are the reason I know anything. Lead the way. I'm here to stay. I'm here to stay. I'll take 50 more of these years. 50 more mountains to move. 50 more, I'm just getting started. 50 fewer things to prove. 50 fewer things to lose. I'll take 50 more. I'll take 50 more. Numbers have too much power. Hey, let's lose count of all the ways I can say yes, of why I'll stick around. You're stuck with me, you're stuck with me. So read between the lines on my face. Crack this smile of blessed years wide open. 50,000 reasons that I'm glad to be alive, like new vintage, unbroken. I'll take 50 more of these years, 50 more mountains to move. 50 more, I'm just getting started. 50 fewer things to prove. 50 fewer things to lose. I'll take 50 more. I'll take 50 more. I'll take 50 more.
I remember that song from last year's birthday show. Good stuff.
I love that percussive bridge thing. And so was that, maybe you don't remember because a year or so ago, but
No, I
it's,
do.
how does, were you just playing your song and then all of a sudden, like you were possessed to throw that in, or where'd that come from?
Yeah, and one of the things I work on with my songwriting is I hope that I'm working toward my songs not sounding samesies. I want, like, everyone sounds the same because it's you, it's your voice, it's your guitar. You're always going to sound a little bit the same. But I work hard to make sure that the song I wrote today is different than the song I wrote yesterday, and that I don't get into the habit of doing just cowboy chords or just, like, I always try to do one new chord in a song. Like, I've actually done that. I've learned a new chord, and then I'm like, I have to write a song about that. Or I have a new rhythm, and I have to do a song with that. And I hope that that's achieving the goal. I'm still growing, so I have a long way to go, though.
Well, that song, you definitely achieved it because that was, and it's also really catchy, and it's also, it made the crowd
Oh,
clap
thanks.
along.
They're bouncing along. Yes.
Well, good. I like doing songs like that. I don't do a ton of strummy stuff because I don't want to blow my voice out. So, and I like doing quiet songs. Lucy Bella has been a huge influence on me, by the way.
And I was wondering, is that Lucy Bello on your shoes?
No.
I wondered whether, because I was thinking, well,
can't.
how could you, I know you can, like, take a photograph and they make different things out of it, but
Right.
like coffee cups or whatever, but I was surprised, man, you can get shoes with Lucy
Well,
Bello.
so here's what this is. And I'll take a photo of these and I'll put them on the Facebook feed so people know what we're talking about. These shoes are part of Vans, the shoe company's
Oh, yeah.
special edition of horror movies. And what this is, the twins on The Shining?
Oh, yes.
It's the twins on The Shining.
I thought, well,
One for each shoe?
doesn't really
Yeah.
look like
Nice.
Lucy Bello,
Yeah.
but, well, now
But I'll let her know you said
that
you
is
said that.
terrifying.
I wore them to school one day. And my friend John Stevens, friend of the show, I rolled into his classroom. He was like, what is on your shoes? And then he recognized it, and he was like, those are excellent shoes. He liked them very much.
I'm sure he wanted to borrow them.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure he did. Yeah.
Yikes.
I do. I love vintage sneakers. And I did receive a pair of vintage sneakers for my birthday. Like, I love the cut of the shoes. And Stranger Things, that Netflix show, has brought them back into style, which is great for me because I'm not crazy about contemporary tennis shoes because I'm a tall woman and I have a solid, large foundation. I don't need something on my feet that makes them look bigger.
So
And-
what are vintage sneakers, like Chucks and things like that?
They're streamlined. They're just as big as your foot instead of all this other,
This great
Hoka's.
stability stuff.
Yeah, like, Hoka running shoes, the giant marshmallow. Mm-hmm. Right, it's like wearing another foot on your
they got
feet.
They're like space boots.
Yeah, they're horrible.
Or those big
Yep, yep.
bouncy things on the bottom?
Yeah, big.
I would fall down.
Well, I guess they're. I don't know. They just. I don't know if any people actually run in them. They're a fashion statement as much as anything.
I tried running in them. I tried running in Hoka's. I got some on sale, and I couldn't. I couldn't run in them because they didn't return enough energy to my legs. They absorbed all the energy. It was like running on a mattress.
Uh-huh. There are people that love them. They have a huge following, but no. Anyway, can we hear some more music, Kim Lane?
You can hear some more music.
We're getting close to the bottom of the hour, and I
crap.
feel like I'm talking too much.
No, you're not. It's all good. Well, no, so I've got a tribute. This is someone that in our time on the show, I have never heard anyone cover this artist.
All right.
And it is one of my favorite artists. So as on your birthday, you always reflect on what's important to you. And the artist Kate Wolf has always been really influential in my vocalization and in songwriting and just someone I love. Kind friends all gathered round, there's something I would say. What brings us together here has blessed us all today. Love has made a circle that holds us all inside. Strangers are as family, loneliness can't hide. You must give yourself to love, if love is what you're after. Open up your hearts to the tears and laughter. Give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. I've walked those mountains in the rain. I've learned to love the wind. I've been up before the sunrise to watch the day begin. I always knew I'd find you, I never did know how. Like sunshine on a cloudy day, you stand before me now. So give yourself to love, if love is what you're after. Open up your hearts to the tears and laughter. Give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. Love is born in fire. It's planted like a seed. Love can't give you everything. It gives you what you need. Love comes when you are ready. Love comes when you're afraid. It will be your greatest teacher, the best friend you have made. So give yourself to love, if love is what you're after. Open up your heart to the tears and laughter. Give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. So give yourself to love, if love is what you're after. Open up your hearts to the
tears and laughter. Give yourself to love. Give yourself to love.
That's a great message. Give
Very
yourself to
nice.
love. Yes, Kirk, one more song.
Do I have time for one more song? Okay.
It's your show. You could do like 5 more songs if you wanted to.
Well, as I've planned this out, you know how I do things.
Yes.
So when I do vocal sets, I always like to do one a cappella, and I always like to bring something from the mountains. And I was influenced pretty strongly by a woman whose name was Bluebird in the mountains. She was a mountain woman, and she started the first children's choir at Black Mountain United Methodist Church in the mountains.
How about that?
And she was the one who taught me how to unlearn the vocal lessons I had had before and how to just sing mountain, and also taught me how to play the dulcimer. So, thanks, Bluebird. When I first come to this country in 1849, I saw many fair lovers, but never saw mine. I view it around me, saw that I was quite alone, and me a poor stranger, and a long way from home. Well, it's not this long journey I'm dreading for to go, or the country that I'm leaving, or the debts that I owe. There's only one thing that troubles my mind, and that's leaving my Sarah, pretty Sarah, behind. Fare thee well to old mother, fare thee well to father too. I'm a-going for to ramble this wide world all through. And when I get weary, I'll sit down and cry for leaving my darling, pretty Sarah, behind. Well, I wish I was a turtle dove, had wings and could fly right now to my lover's lodgings. Tonight I'd draw nigh, and there in her little white arms I'd lie there all night and watch them little windows for the coming of day.
Oh, that's my phone.
That was wonderful.
Thank you. Well, thank you both again for helping to
Talk amongst yourselves.
celebrate.
This is my dad calling.
Okay. Well, I want to hear how Dad's doing.
Hey, Dad, what's up?
I'm watching Bob's face. I don't know about you, but thank you both
Bob?
for.
I'm on the air right now. I will come and visit.
Bob will come and visit.
So
You guys should not have stopped talking and watched me answer the
We-
phone.
we
you know what?
wanted to
I think
listen to your phone
our
call.
listeners are concerned too. You know, they care about you.
Well, Bob's dad, if you don't know, is over having some tinkering done with his ticker.
Yep.
And the ticker tinkering seems to have gone well.
Excellent.
That was his wife calling me to tell me everything seems fine, and he's
good.
back in his room, and grumpy as ever. So life is good.
Right on,
And so back to the subject at hand, Kim Lane's birthday. Cara Marie, 2 weeks ago show, our fantastic guest from a couple weeks ago.
Loved her.
Says, happy birthday, Kim Lane.
Thank you.
Yes.
Well,
And,
thank you all for listening, and thank you all for having me on this side.
And
I-
everybody, the stream is available for all time out there in all the places. Bob, remind us where.
All of the places, at Whoop Pass the Hat, at WHUP Pass the Hat on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Twitch. Facebook and YouTube, the video is there forever. Twitch, it's there for 2 weeks. So you can, if you've not caught the live stream now, you can catch the live stream, not live, but podcasting-ish, if you will, at any time on all of those streaming services. And, of course, if you just want the audio, you can come out to WHUPFM.org. No, Kim, cut it an angle, 45-degree angle from the corner.
Why is he doing
It's important. Kim Lane is cutting the cake here on the live stream. It's super important. And you have reached the end of the live stream almost with Kim Lane as our musical guest. And we're going to play, what in the world are you doing?
You said 45. You said
Yeah, you cut a
45-degree
corner off at 45-degree angles, so you have like a triangle.
It's going to be a big triangle.
That's math, Bob.
It's geometry. I guess that's one of the maths. Yes. Kim Lane, I'll just leave the live stream on while you do this.
Let's not. Let's wave goodbye to everyone.
But you have to intro the first song of your playlist, which is "Let's Have a Party."
Girl. Okay, Wanda Jackson was the first rock artist, if you didn't know. This is a very feminist and let's celebrate our rights and getting more rights playlist. And Wanda Jackson was the first rockabilly star.
And you want to say goodbye to the live stream?
Bye, everybody. Thank you for listening and watching.